Alright, this is the second part of the briefing. I will now talk about training and simulation. With training and simulation, I also mean roleplay. I think this will be a very fairly important part of our guild, since training is sort of part of our military theme. So that's why I connected it with roleplay, because I think the training should be part of roleplay and roleplay should be part of training. I know that not everybody wants to participate in roleplay a lot, yet I think it's important to sort of introduce people to roleplay now and again, especially if they're joining the guild. It should be made clear that it's not mandatory part of the guild, but it should be fun. So that's why I think we should combine these two things. The idea, I will basically talk about organization and then the theme for this month. For the organization, the idea is that the Master at Arms will organize the training and devise the team each month. For now, this is not possible because they don't exist yet. And the idea is that each month will have some basic exercises as well as some team-specific exercises. Training should be fun, yet at the same time, so they shouldn't be too serious, but yet at the same time they should also be informative. So it shouldn't be an entire joke joke. And depending on how many recruits and participants we have, we can either make it very personal, like giving people like their own assignments and special missions to complete on their own with some supervision, or we can have sort of boot camp-esque exercises. Again, shouldn't be too serious, but we can do some fun stuff. So the idea of the theme is that it'll change month to month, so every training is slightly different. The way recruits have something unique to remember and to identify their month with, and at the same time other members can also participate each time, and it will be different and new every time, hopefully. Basic elements should be teamwork, like in PvP, not going for the individual kills, but focusing on the objective and what's your role in the team, and in PvE how to find your role in the team to complete the raid, and of course also some basic guild info, and of course very important, learning to play your class. An idea here for older members would be to recruits should of course train in their mains, but older members could reroll and learn how to, if you've been a trooper for your entire guild experience, you could learn how to play as a Jedi, for example. And for themes, we can I've just made a short list of ideas, and yeah, they should be fun, they should be informative. I'm always open to suggestions, so yeah, let me know what you think of these ideas, and if you've got if you got an idea or a couple of ideas of your own, be sure to suggest them. We can see how well those will work and when we can incorporate them. The theme for this month is something I've worked on before. It's voice procedures. I will try and work on it myself, and then perhaps we can set up exercise for it. I'll try to this time, because I've done it before but it was too complicated, I'll try to this time create very simple rules, and then perhaps some advanced rules as well. And perhaps I can make an instructional video just like this one to go along with it. Now on to the next part. Since we don't have an actual game, I'll skip over this. I do encourage everyone to check the GameCom footage for PvP and raiding, but for now we have too little information to make any tasks or stuff like that. Same goes for engineering and logistics, although we do have some very new information I want to go over. We know that there are 3 types of skills: gathering, crafting, and missions. What we now know of crafting is that there are also utility skills. So gathering and crafting is something that you do. Gathering and utility, I mean, is something you do as a player. So during flashpoint and raids, you will physically gather materials for crafting. And what we now know is that there are also utility skills. So, for example, an archaeologist can sort of scavenge for ancient items, but they can also find like hidden levers to open new parts of the tomb. And hackers can hack consoles for information, but they can also hack droids to fight on our side. So that's very cool. Crafting limited to a maximum of 1 will let companions craft items, and missions will let companions gather materials. And missions in crafting can be queued and continued when you are offline, so you can let your companions do stuff when you are away, which is really nice. So I think our goal should be to have enough gathering utility skills and try to have as many of them as possible in each flashpoint and raid we do as a group. Have at least one of each crafting skill so that you can create everything. And the idea is, and another nice thing is that because you can be offline while your companions craft, you can sort of dedicate a companion to gathering materials or crafting items for the guild. I'm not sure what the incentive for this would be, but if we sort of pay people credits for like an hourly wage for how much work their companions have done, we can and then get that back via taxes and low prices for the items. I think we can sort of create like a 24/7 production line. But how that specifically should be organized, that needs to be decided when we get there. Onto foreign projects, which is our activity in other games. I'll talk about 2 games and perhaps a third one. League of Legends. I know a lot of people are playing it. I really encourage it because it's good training for PvP. But what I've understood is that most of these people will continue on to Star Wars: The Old Republic and just playing PvP there once the game launches. So I really encourage it now, but I don't think it should have like official support of the guild at launch. Perhaps for now, but not at launch. And I know that Wolfpack has already been very active on it, so so I don't think a separate unit is required for it. For Battlefield 3 though, I know that a lot of people want to play that game, so perhaps it's an idea to create like an FPS unit, like a clan officially tied to our guild. It should be something done besides the Star Wars: The Old Republic, so players are still required to participate in Star Wars: The Old Republic, but it might be a nice diversion. So we can create like a unit that's not exclusive to Wolfpack or Raptor Squad, so you can still join. Joking, you can do it beside your Star Wars: The Old Republic activity, but it will focus on tactical theme-based FPS combat. And I think this will be a good idea also because we have a military theme, and perhaps we can sort of attract people from Battlefield 3 to our main guild that way. So task 4 will be to set up that unit. I will now go on to the conclusions. We've got 1 event and 4 tasks. Our event is the guild meeting. I suggest the date 17th of September, just a suggestion, but let's see who can make it on that date and who can make it on the 18th or the 16th, so we can try and work out the exact date. And task 1 will be to set up the security unit, task 2 to create a video, task 3 to create the voice procedures, and task 4 to set up the FPS unit. I've made some suggestions for the officers, mainly Zazarok because he made the original idea for the video, and me because I made the original voice procedures. The other suggestions, Eric because he's been active very lately, and Bernd because he has some Battlefield 2 experience, I've heard. So, but those are just suggestions, so we still need to officially divide the tasks, but that's basically the end of the briefing. So, give me some feedback on this, guys. What do you think of the directive? What do you think of the video? Should things be changed? Do you like the idea? Do you hate the idea? Give me some feedback, and yeah, let's start working towards these goals.